All right, guys, welcome back to another trade recap video. Today, I'm going to be going over the only two trades I took today. We actually had a really good trading day, and the two trades I took were Netflix calls and SPY puts. So we're just going to get right into it. The first trade that I took, being the Netflix calls, was a really simple trade. This was actually just a really simple support bounce. So we identified these two levels here, which was our range today for the most part. It was this 357.09 level and this 361 level that you guys see up top, which was the top of the range. We saw a lot of strength into the open with Netflix along with the market. So when we got a pullback after touching this resistance level right here, this is kind of where I wanted to pick up my longs. I was waiting for my entries till we got down here, and we finally got our entries real close to this 357 level. It was a really nice trade overall. There wasn't much to this one, and it went straight to our resistance level where we started scaling out for some profits and fully sold right here at this resistance. Now, I did want to hold this for a little longer, but when you're in day trades like this, you kind of have to use a little bit of situational awareness, and I saw we started to get some rejection candles right at the high of day with some volume coming in as well. So I didn't want to hold through anything like that, especially on a day like today. So I cut all of my contracts right up here, which was a little over a 40% trade overall. And I'm going to show you guys the TradeZella journal. So here's the exact trade that I took with all my executions on TradeZella. So you guys see both the levels here. Took calls right here on this candle, and this was the confirmation after we got this bounce, right? We got the green candle. That was our confirmation candle. Got in right there, and I scaled out as we went up, and you guys can see my two sells right up top at our resistance level. And my last contract I held to about break even. I like doing this when I have more contracts in a position. So instead of cutting fully at the resistance level, I'll let one or two contracts ride to potentially get some more gains and keep a stop loss at break even. Worst comes to worst, you just get stopped at break even. The trade does not go red. But here is that entire trade right here. And you guys can see it was a 5.6 R was the planned R multiple, and we ended up getting 3 R out of that, which in my eyes was a pretty solid trade. Now, the next trade that we took was on SPY. I will admit that this is not an ideal trade. It didn't go the way I wanted it to, for sure. I still came out green, but it definitely could have been a whole lot better. So as you guys can see, we have this rejection here on SPY. This is kind of what I wanted to play. I missed the initial move here, so I was looking to see if we would get some type of consolidation, which we did. So we have somewhat of a bear flag here right after we got this massive drop, so a little bit of consolidation, and this is what I played. So I took my entries right around this area, risking this 398.71 level. So you guys will notice with this trade and the last trade, both of them I took very, very close to a major level of mine, which gives me a better idea of an area where I'd be willing to risk, right? So if I get an entry right here, let's say I get an entry right here, and my stop loss is just above this level, that gives me a really, really tight risk to reward. So these are the trades that I love playing, and these are the trades that everybody should be trading, because if you don't have a really good risk to reward or a good R multiple, chances are you're not going to be profitable in the long run. So you guys can see, took that trade right there. Our initial target here obviously was going to be this low a day here, which we did go and hit. And then after that, I wanted this 397 level, but we didn't quite get it. And that is why this trade didn't turn out the way I really wanted it to. And I'm going to show you guys the TradeZella here and exactly why it wasn't a good trade, even though we came out green. So here's a trade, a little under 15% on this one. and you guys can see that I got my entries right around that area. So I got a very bad fill on my initial entry, average down, and then we got this massive move down. Right when we dropped below low a day is when I scaled most of my position, left 3 contracts running, just like the last trade, and with a stop loss at break even, and those stopped me out just under break even. So this was actually a 3.3R planned R multiple, and I actually ended up only realizing 0.74. So definitely not a good trade here, because I'm risking $185 with my stop, and I only ended up making $136. So I risked more than I actually won on this trade. So these are the 2 trades that I took here today. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. I'm going to be doing these pretty much every single day, so make sure you guys are subscribed and you have your notifications on so you guys can never miss a video like this. Peace out, everyone.